How you doing, guys? Craig Parker here, property investor. Today's video, just wanted to have a quick chat about the process of getting your first buy to let, which is quite daunting to some people who've never done it before. It was daunting to me, as I mentioned before in my previous videos. I had a mentor, so I was being schooled through it. So this video today is maybe me giving back and just running through the process of getting your first buy to let, and just to share that it's not actually that scary. It's just a process like anything we do. So yeah, first thing is finding the property. Where you can find the property, pretty simple. Rightmove is probably the number one go-to place to find some properties. You've got Zoopla as well. You've even got Gumtree if you want to look in your local area, people selling. Sometimes landlords want to try and sell privately. Gumtree is a good one because they're more open to deals. And also just walking into estate agents on your main high street, and just asking the question, we've got properties for sale. Let them know that you're a property investor. Let them know your budget, what you've got in terms of deposit wise. That's always a good way to do it as well. So let's say you've gone on Rightmove, you found a deal, you've done your numbers, you've worked out your return on your investment based on what you want to offer. Return on investment, if you're not sure what that is, go check my previous video on my channel. I explain what your return on investment is. Very important to buy with formulas, not feelings. Yeah. So once you've done all your checks, you've done all your numbers, you've seen the property you like, you call them up, you put your offer in, basically. And let's say, for example, the property is up for £100,000 and you really like it. You've done your numbers based on, say you've done your numbers based on £100,000, and it gives you the return on your investment of 15% or more, which is my rule of thumb. It may not be yours, but just for this video, let's say you've done it for that. You call them up, you arrange a viewing, you do your viewing, you like the property, you've ticked all the boxes. So the next step would be to put your offer in. Here's one tip: don't ever offer the asking price. That's just something that I wouldn't do. I don't think any good investor would. What you want to do and start getting used to doing is putting offers in that make you feel uncomfortable to start off with. And some people might laugh you out the door, but you'd be very surprised on the deals you can get when you're putting offers in that aren't cheeky, but borderline cheeky, but like they make you feel a little bit uncomfortable because you're like, are they really going to accept that? But then you've given yourself a bit of room, basically, for negotiation. You could be lucky and they might accept it, or they might come back to you and say the seller isn't going to accept that. Then you're now in a position of power, because you can then say, okay, if I was to offer something like this, would he or she accept it? So you haven't given your second offer, but you've asked the question, like, if I would, sort of thing. So you kind of putting the ball back in your court and holding that steering wheel, basically. So once you've got through that stage, offer's been accepted, you're comfortable because you've done your numbers, your return on your investment's good, you know your max, hopefully you've got it for cheaper than what your max is. So offer's been accepted. Yeah, this is where the fun stuff starts. So what they will then ask you is for photo ID, just to prove you are who you are. You've got identification, so that could be in the form of your passport or your driving license. Nice and simple. Yeah. And then after that, you're going to need proof of address. So proof of address could be on a bank statement, council tax bill, utility bill. Again, just so it's like an ID check, basically. For money laundering reasons, you need to just prove you are who you say you are. Yeah. So done your photo ID, done your proof of address. You're also going to need proof of deposit. I'm hoping at this stage you've got your deposit, because if you haven't, you're going to get stuck here. Yeah. So they're going to want a screenshot, or for you to send them over a PDF of your bank statement with the deposit in the bank account. Yeah. So whatever so let's say, for example, with ease of maths, the house is £100,000 or the property is £100,000. For buy to lets, it's usually 25% deposit you need. So you need to show them that you've got £25,000 in your bank to pay the deposit. Yeah. And then once you've got that, then you need to go and find yourself a mortgage broker. If you're just starting out and you're watching this video and you've never done a mortgage before, you may not have a mortgage broker yet. Estate agents usually offer theirs, which isn't a bad thing, but usually the estate agents in-house aren't open to the whole market. So you might get a mortgage broker that's not got access to lots of lenders, so your interest rate might not be the best. You might get lucky, but maybe not. But if you haven't got a mortgage broker, you can start with them, maybe build up a rapport with that mortgage broker, or you can ask a friend, or you can even contact me if you like. Go online and look for mortgage brokers on open market, which are just open to more lenders, which gives you more options. So you need to get yourself a mortgage broker so you can get your mortgage offer. Yeah. Or your decision in principle, called a DIP. What that means, decision in principle. What is a decision in principle? So that is basically, you've spoke to your mortgage broker, you've given them the figures, the house is this, the property is this price, it's going to rent for that price, my deposit's this. They're going to run some checks, they'll do their credit checks, so on and so forth, and you get your mortgage offer, or your decision in principle. Here's the thing. At this point, a lot of people might be thinking to themselves, well, you know, my credit's bad, I don't earn much, X, Y, and Z. I'm telling you this now. I've bought 5 properties, so I'm not the most seasoned investor, but I've invested enough to know that when you're doing a buy to let, it's a lot easier to get a mortgage offer than if you're doing a residential. Here's why. Because the buy to let property that you buy will pay for the mortgage, because you've done your numbers and your ROI is 15% or more. The rent that you're going to be receiving is going to show that you're going to have enough money to pay the mortgage payments every month. Yeah. So when the lender is running their searches, they will ask your broker, what is the going rent in that area? And that is the key number, basically. So as long as the rent is more than what your mortgage payments will be, you've done your credit checks, everything all stacks up, you're going to get the mortgage offer. It's that simple. A lot of people want to paint it and find reasons to why they can't get mortgages and so on and so forth. As long as you're honest with your broker, you will get a mortgage offer out. Yeah. So once you've done that, you've got your decision in principle, then you need to find yourself a solicitor. Again, it's trial and error with solicitors. I've had 3 different solicitors on my 5 deals that I've done. My last 3 deals actually, I've used the same solicitor. So I feel like now I'm slowly building my power team, and I've got solicitors that I'll work with forever now, basically. As long as they're in business, we'll continue to do business. You use them. Your solicitors will then ask for your mortgage offer or your decision in principle. They'll ask for your estate agent's details, or whoever's acting as the seller details, and also they'll ask for I think that's it. So your mortgage broker, seller details, and then all you do after that's done is let them work, because you're paying them basically. So your solicitors will then liaise with your mortgage broker and the estate agents, do all of their checks, do everything they got to do. Yeah. The process from that point usually takes between 2 to 4 months. Yeah. In my experience. It's between 2 to 4 months. The quickest it's ever completed has been 2 months. The longest has been just over 4 months. So between 2 and 4 months. A little tip for you: if you get to this stage, thumbs up, good, you're looking good, you're about to get your first buy to let property, fantastic, you're about to let your money start working for you. Just call up the solicitors once every 2 weeks, not as a pest, but just call up and just be like, just Craig here, just checking in, how's everything going, is there anything I can do to speed up the process? Be pleasant, be nice, because as you're building your property portfolio, you've also got to build a good power team. And what I mean by power team is solicitors, your brokers have good relationships with estate agents. So to come across nice, calm and pleasant just goes a long way, you know. So yeah, that's the process, from finding a deal on Rightmove or going into your estate agent, going all the way down to getting your mortgage offer and finding your solicitors and letting them do the work for you, and you just wait for completion. I've been Craig Parker. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was insightful. If you're engaging in my videos now, just hit the like button, subscribe, do all of that stuff, and I'll continue to just, you know, bless you guys with more information, more little nuggets that I've learned on my way of building my portfolio, as I continue to grow it. All the best. Thank you. Bye.